5, 5, 5, and 6. But it's good that they managed to find composers who captured the same feeling, right? It's a new music, but it stays true to the original intent. Uh, what are we looking at? 777 and 9. How says yeah, but it is a little too sad for what I imagine Minecraft don't want to portray. I mean Microsoft don't want to portray. Uh, hmm. Let me think about that one. 777, 9, 11. How says that's why I assumed they got rid of the original music. It was too sad for the new full of villages and people feel. I think they're going for like peaceful, nostalgic. 777, 911. I mean, Minecraft is definitely a slow game. How is this? And they want to attract kids who don't know or want peaceful and nostalgic. No, 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 no. I think. I mean, kids. There's all kinds of kids, Harvard. 9, 11. I think some kids do. How is this nostalgic for them is remembering breakfast? Ah, I remember back when I was at school. You were at school this morning. Hold on, what was it? This was 11, right? 9, 11. 12, 15, 22. Oh man, it's super windy here. Can you hear that outside? 12, 15, 22. 11, 12, 15, 22. And then 56. 'But slightly more seriously though. I think kids really respond to their environment or, I mean the environment. These days their environment is their smartphone basically. I think it's not really the kids' fault as much as, I mean, it's partly the kids' fault, it's partly our fault too. Because if you look like on TikTok and like the content becomes shorter and shorter, I guess that's an interaction, right? Shorter content is easier to digest, and so it reaches a larger audience, and so you make shorter content, and then the kids respond to the shorter content by developing shorter and shorter attention spans. So it's not all their fault. What I'm sort of trying to say is, How is this? Yeah, positive feedback loop. Yeah. Seven. And then this one. We go that. 1 and 5 and another 1. 1, 2, 3. And slope. I would say, as with so much else, realism versus idealism, do you make games you know will sell, or games you think are good? Oh, I know the answer to this one. Uh, Big companies can't afford to take risks, so the big companies make the stuff that they know will sell. Smaller companies, indies, can afford to take risks, and so they make what they think is good. And of course, a lot of indie games don't go anywhere. But because, they don't invest as much, they have a small budget. If it doesn't work, they don't lose that much money, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So if you take risks, you take small risks. And something like Minecraft, it was so innovative back, when it first came out. And so it was an indie game, but then when it found success, it got took over by a big company. And then they've taken it much more carefully since then, which is probably the right thing to do. So Microsoft wouldn't make a game like this from scratch, but once it exists, they were willing to take over, put more money into it, put in more stable management. Because Notch was not stable. 1, 2, 3, 4. So yeah, like different companies have different roles to play, I guess. Alright, one more. Almost there. What time is it, by the way? Alright, about half an hour more? Oh yeah, look at that. Very cool. Like a rocket ship, actually. Where were we? 3 5s. Oh wait, no, I need more blocks. How many blocks do I need? Do I need... let's make more. There's no harm in making more. Okay, 3 5s. 5 5 5 and a 6. Uh, 5 5 5 and a 6. And then 7 7 9 and 11. 9 and 11, 12, 15, 22. 12, 15, 22, 57. 12, 15, 22. What am I doing? This? Uh, 17, 10. 17, 10, 7, 4, 7. Alright, hold on. No, that's not right. 17. 17, 10, 7, 4, and then... Alright. Right there. And then... Oh, also need stairs. 1, 2, 3. That one. 1, 2, that one. 1. 1, 2. 1, oh. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There, and then 1, 1, 2, 3, not that one. 3, 4. Okay. So that's the outline of the towers. So the four sides of the tower. There's a whole lot of other stuff for us to think about though. So next, let me get back down. And let me take a look at it. So the interior. So we know that's gonna be a cross, right? So slabs, intersecting slabs. The question is, what happens when it meets the staircase? We can have like that, and then the stairs just hang off the sides. We can have the stairs go through tunnels in the piers. And if we go through tunnels, then how deep are the tunnels inside? So these are the questions that I've been asking myself. And I don't really know. I think it would look a little bit weak if they were just hanging off the sides. So if they're hanging off the sides, what do I mean? I mean the pier would be like there, let's say. How high do I go? Right, imagine that's the inside, and then the stair just hangs off the edge. It's kind of lame, in my opinion. If it's a tunnel, 3 blocks? The question is how much space do we have left on the inside if we make it a tunnel? And let's say there's like 3 blocks, and then the staircase, which is also 3 blocks, kind of, and then the rest of the pier. Then, like, what is the geometry on the inside is the question. So let's say here, right? And then we go, so it's 1 block there, a gap, another block there. And then there's gonna be a block, and then a gap, another block there. So then there's hardly any space in the middle now. If it's that thick, because the interior like the center space would only be that wide. And I'm not sure I like that either. So maybe that's too thick? Oh. Hmm. Hmm. Maybe that's too thick. If it's only 1 block wide, then there is a significant opening still. Let me just make this taller so I can see more clearly how wide this gap is. It's still very close, like it's the gap into the middle is not very big.